I'm Julie Devine, President of Temple Aliyah, and I want to welcome all of you here today. Thank you very much for joining us for Rachel's Bundles of Kindness event and for supporting this very worthy cause. We're very proud of Rachel, and she's been working very hard on this, and we're so happy that you're here to join us today. I'd like to introduce our spiritual leader. He's how should I say it? He's innovative, he's energetic, and he's someone that's very, very beloved here at Temple Aliyah. I'd like to introduce our Rabbi Stuart Vogel.
So Rachel, I was just asking you designed the logo yourself. She is multi-talented. And the backdrop, by the way, with the help of Ben Vorspan, right, we made this happen. So from beginning to end, if you don't know Rachel, you'll get to know that she is a go-getter, and more words will be said about her. But the idea of preparing a program that focuses around homeless is significant. Right? The idea, and if you talk to anybody who's in politics, one of the greatest challenges that we have today. In the Jewish tradition, by the way, in our current Torah reading cycle, we just read about the Israelites leaving Mount Sinai. They've been camped at Mount Sinai, receiving the Torah. They've been there for a year. They just depart on their journeys in the wilderness. And it's fascinating that the whole journey business in the wilderness, in which they are in temporary shelters, right? They are camping out. And the rabbis from that experience develop what we have as our holiday of Sukkot. And many of you, if you're Jewish faith, have perhaps been in a sukkah, which is supposed to be a temporary shelter that you eat your meals in and that you sleep in very often during those 8 days of the Feast of Tabernacles, of Sukkot. And the rabbis tell us that when we dwell in the sukkah, we're supposed to be mindful of those who don't have a place to sleep, who have to live in temporary shelters. And through that experience, we're supposed to gain a sense of empathy of what it means to not have what we assume is perhaps the rights of every person, to have a safe place to dwell, to have a place to be able to draw upon from food, to be able to live in what one would consider a sense of dignity, to bring dignity to those who otherwise don't feel it, to be disenfranchised, to become the invisible people. That's what happens to the homeless. They become invisible. And for someone to see them, that is quite remarkable. And not just see them, to be able to provide them with a sense of dignity, to re-inspire, to give them a sense of holiness again. That's what our tradition wants, to be able to acknowledge those who need to be protected. That's what our tradition talks about, that we, amongst all those people that are vulnerable, the homeless, more than any other group, need to be taken care of and watched for. Too often we become accustomed to seeing them, and we assume that's the nature of life. Even so, it's our obligation to do what we can to bring them that dignity. And Rachel, I want to acknowledge the work that you've done. You've had a number of donors. We can't acknowledge them all, but so many that you've approached. And let's give a hand to all the donors if you can, please. We acknowledge we did a small ceremony at Tarzana Hospital where Sean Kiley, it was so nice to share with you and with Dale and your entire staff there, and you helped to make this happen as well. So many people. Rachel, I know without your family, this also wouldn't have come to fruition. So we just want to be able to acknowledge all of them, Deborah and Marshall and Hannah and Maya and grandmother Eileen Dubin as well. So we, all of those people, let's give them all a hand, please. And Rachel, a woman, a few words. We'd love you to come up and to share the words. I was sharing outside with Assemblyman Gabriel that she's a woman, if you don't know her, a few words, but when she speaks, they carry weight, and they are so important. So will you come forward, please, and share with us? Give her a hand again, please.
Homelessness in Los Angeles is frightening. The Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority published a report earlier this month that shared very scary news. Homelessness increased 12% in LA County. There are now almost 60,000 people who are homeless. In the city of Los Angeles, there was an 8% increase in homeless families, and the rates of homeless children rose 24%. Most seniors became homeless with a 7% increase since last year. Homeless people who are 55 to 61 increased to almost 20%. The number of homeless women increased 14%. Somebody said it best when they said, "Who are we as human beings if we ignore the suffering of others?" Ever since I can remember, I have seen too many homeless people to count. I have seen homeless men, homeless women, and homeless families. Up until now, I have made many small efforts to help the homeless. I have given out snacks from our car and also given snacks to those who need it in front of the grocery stores. I've made sandwiches at Temple Aliyah for those who need it. I've made some meals from our kitchen and delivered them to those who are hungry. This was great, but it was not enough. This is why I created Bundles of Kindness, care packages for the homeless. Bundles of Kindness was born when I came up with the idea of starting a group effort that would include the help of large companies, small businesses, and nonprofit organizations. I thought that if I widened my approach to tackle this problem, homelessness involving the community around me, I could make a bigger impact on homeless in LA. Some of the items I have collected include clothing vouchers, meal vouchers, drink vouchers, haircut vouchers, gift cards, protein bars, cookies and candy, water bottles, fruit and vegetables, dental hygiene products, dental exams, feminine hygiene products, hand sanitizer, toiletries, bags, socks, dog food, dog leashes, sunscreen, reusable cups, umbrellas, sleep mats, rain ponchos, and hats. I am announcing today that this is only the beginning. I am deciding to dedicate myself to continuing Bundles of Kindness. The care packages that will be put together today are great, but they won't be enough. After my bat mitzvah in September, I will begin phase 2 of the goal of getting more donations to help more people. I have one request for you all. In order to make my goal of continuing Bundles of Kindness, I am asking each and every one of you to stop by in the next room and take a photo with my banner. Post it on social media and tag Bundles of Kindness. Please be sure to like my Facebook page, Bundles of Kindness LA, and follow me on Instagram at Bundles of Kindness. This will help me gain more interest from potential donors. I would like to thank my family for all of their help and for tolerating all the boxes that have decorated our house. Thank you, Maya, for your creative suggestions and being a key part of setting up for this day's event. Thank you, Hannah, for your photography, social media advice, and for helping me come up with the name for this project. Thank you, Grandma, for being so supportive of me. Thank you to my mom and dad for driving me to request and pick up donations and for moving endless boxes around the valley. I would also like to thank all 60 of my donors. Without you, this project wouldn't have been possible. And a very special thank you to Rabbi Vogel and Temple Aliyah for supporting Bundles of Kindness. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone who believed in my project, even before it was, even when it was just an idea, and to everyone who showed up today. I'd like to close with a quote by Margaret Mead. "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Thank you.
Look at that appreciation for your work. That was a wonderful reflection. We're going to show a montage at this moment, right? Who's helping us get that set up? Ben, are you? Okay, we're all good? Rachel, I was tired just watching all the places you went to. I don't know if you weren't, you were like, oh my goodness, how much you've done. It's my pleasure to call forward your parents, Marshall and Deborah, to share a couple words. Come on.
Wow, you did it. And boy, did you do it, Rachel. Bundles of Kindness was taken from an idea for a bat mitzvah. And look what you did. Look what you did. Oh my gosh, look what you did. You should be extremely proud of yourself. And you know that we are. Your whole family is proud of you. You are helping so many people who are often unable to advocate for themselves. You're their voice. What an incredible, incredible thing you have done. It is extremely satisfying to have watched you take the concern of homelessness and actively dedicate yourself to making the world a better place. I know, we know, that you will take that mission on for a long, long time. And we are just so incredibly happy for you. We love you very much.
Do you want to come up?
I want to thank you all for coming here and for helping in this wonderful project. I am recently California now. I came from Illinois just a few months ago, and it's been a joy to be here and to help with this project. I'm very proud of my granddaughter, and I know it's the beginning of many things that will happen in the future that we all could be proud of. Thank you.
Assembly Member Jesse Gabriel, who's a wonderful public servant and quickly becoming a good friend. Come on forward, please.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Vogel, for the warm introduction to everyone here at Temple Aliyah. Thank you to Rachel for the kind invitation. I will share a secret with you. I was actually supposed to be in a committee hearing in Sacramento for most of this afternoon, but when I got the invitation, I thought that I should sneak out early because I was so impressed with everything I read about what Rachel was doing on the issue of homelessness and for our community. And you're right, Rachel, it is an enormous challenge. I was elected just over a year ago to represent the West San Fernando Valley. I also serve as vice chair of the Jewish caucus in the legislature. And it's something that we spend really almost every single day thinking about. It is one of the biggest public policy challenges facing the state. Rachel mentioned some of the really sobering statistics that we saw in the last homelessness count, that it's up 12% in the county of Los Angeles, 16% in the city of Los Angeles. And in addition to being this very profound economic challenge and a challenge for our quality of life, I see it as a really profound moral challenge as well, that we have almost 60,000 people in the county of Los Angeles that on any given night are homeless, and a vast, vast majority of those folks that are unsheltered. But I think what Rachel has demonstrated to all of us is that one person can really make an enormous difference. And I think I share in a lot of the pride that you have. I can only imagine it. I was sharing with Rachel's parents. I have 2 kids. My older one is 3.5, and I have a lot of pride when the older one puts on his pajamas by himself. So I can't even imagine the sense of pride that you must feel as you see your daughter about to become a bat mitzvah, but to take on the obligations of our tradition, right? So much of our tradition teaches us not just that tzedakah is a good thing, but that it's an obligation, that we have an obligation to do tikkun olam, to help repair the world, to pursue justice. And I think she's demonstrated far ahead of the time that she's been called up to the Torah that she's ready to take on that obligation and be part of the solution. And something else that I think we can see in her example is that solving this incredible crisis in our community is not something that any one group can do alone. It's not something, unfortunately, that we can solve alone in government, although we spend every day thinking about it, and we're thinking so much in the state about how we can encourage and support the county and the city to do more work with folks here on the ground. It's going to require a collaborative effort from folks in the faith community, from folks in the private sector, and I want to thank all of the really generous donors from all the different businesses that are here that supported this. It's going to be a collaborative effort. It's going to require young people and their leadership to get involved as well. So, Rachel, I am just so proud of everything you've done. The Jewish Caucus is so proud of everything you've done. You are representing the West Valley so well and your family so well, and I have a very special certificate of recognition on behalf of the state of California from the state legislature that I wanted to give you. So if you could come up for 1 second. And I'll just read you, this says, in recognition of your service to our West San Fernando Valley community through your Bundles of Kindness project, thank you for your commitment to public service, wishing you success in all your future endeavors. Congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. All right. Okay.
Take a picture as well. Rachel's a pro already at this, isn't she? Look how she holds that. By the way, Rachel, the words from the assembly member were that he's feeling a little bit embarrassed now about his own bar mitzvah project he did all those years ago. Denise Knitter, you're going to come forward, operations manager for our state senator, right, Henry Stir, and you are going to make some presentation.
I'm also going to present my certificate.
Oh, come on! You want her?
Sure, if you don't mind coming up. So again, I'm Denise. I'm here on behalf of State Senator Stern, who also serves in the state legislature with Assemblymember Gabriel. I just wanted to say that, as so many people have said here already, I'm sure this is just the beginning of a lot of work. And personally, also working on homelessness in the Valley, I think we see a lot of anger in the community and a lot of indifference or kind of a numbness to this issue that's become so prevalent. And you've managed to tap into the compassion and the love and kindness that a community can really give. And that's something that so many of us struggle to do sometimes, and it's very powerful. And so on behalf of Senator Stern and the California State Legislature, I'd also like to present you with a certificate recognizing your work.
All right. Tanaz Gulshan, where are you? From the mayor's office. Passionate about, here's what I love to describe, passionate about youth empowerment, equality, and homelessness. What an appropriate moment for you to be here with us. Come on, Tanaz.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I just realized that my neighbors are here as well. They live in my building. I'm like, they look really familiar. Nice to see you guys. But again, really thank you so much for having me here. Again, I'm Mayor Garcetti's West Valley area rep. I'm also his liaison to the Jewish community, so it's extra special to be here today. And I want to really first and foremost acknowledge Rachel. I think it's beyond incredible and beyond inspiring what you're doing. I can't express that enough. I came from a meeting just before this at City Hall with a room full of folks that meet every week just trying to tackle the homelessness issue in Los Angeles, meeting with all the different departments and the council offices and everything. And I was just thinking to myself, like, after this, I'm going to go to something, so different and so inspiring. And I'm actually looking forward to it. So I, drove here from City Hall, made it on time. And the traffic, but the whole time I'm thinking, like, wow, I cannot believe that a seventh grader is, I'm going to an event that a seventh grader put together. And as someone who used to be a teacher and did teach middle school, I would be thrilled to have a student like you, Rachel, just so you know. But with so many things that we're hearing in the community, in the city, in the county, especially after the numbers have come out recently, all the negative things you hear, people frustrated and angry, understandably so to some extent. It's really, really nice and really special to hear and to see so many of you coming out and saying, you know what, no, we want to do something. We want to stay positive. We want to make a difference. We want to help. So thank you so much, really, from the bottom of my heart, as someone who works for the city and sees day in and day out how much we are doing and how much we are trying. And I'll speak for the state as well and for the council offices who really partner with us and work with us so hard to try to tackle this issue. I don't think people realize how complex and complicated it is. But I do want to say that it's really because of people like you and community members and organizations, and again, people like Rachel, who are allowing us to really make a difference and make a dent. So again, thank you, Rachel. Thank you so, so much. Thank you to your family as well, and to the Temple, Rabbi Vogel. Thank you for hosting such a beautiful event. Again, I can't express enough how much negativity there is out there and how beautiful it is to have a light like Rachel in this world. So thank you so much. And I'm sorry that the mayor could not be here, but really those are his words. And from the mayor, we have a certificate for you as well, Rachel. It's more of a bat mitzvah certificate. And I don't really see bat mitzvah certificates often. It's actually really cute. It has a little Jewish star. So congratulations upon celebration of your bat mitzvah as you go into adulthood. May you always have joy, prosperity, and a long, healthy life. Mazel tov from Mayor Garcetti. So here you go. Taking a picture? Thank you.
So we've recognized the deeds of Rachel in the sense that it takes a light to be able to make things happen. But the truth of the matter is, Rachel wants you all to know that it really is all about you. The idea that it's about those who give of their time, donors who give of resources. It's about the sense of community, and it just takes sometimes a little bit of effort to bring those people together. That's what it's about. We have the capability as individuals, right, the potential, but until you bring us together, right, you can't have a working organism. You can't solve the problems of the world. That's what today's about. It's about recognizing that we as individuals are beautiful, holy souls, but it's when we come together that we do God's work. And so that's the moment that we stand in. And we're going to offer a prayer, if you will. So the moment, Almighty God, we are mindful of your command to care for the homeless, along with the widows and orphans who are seen as the most vulnerable group in society. We, who are blessed with a bed to sleep on, a kitchen to cook in, we're grateful for our blessings and recognize the obligation to help those less fortunate. As we assemble these gifts for those in need, may we feel your presence that inspires the good in our hearts. May we come together as a holy community to do your work. May our deeds make a difference and thereby bring your presence into the lives of all humanity. And let us say, Amen. Rachel, I'm going to have you come forward because you're going to give us some instructions about what we're going to be doing in just a moment of assembling, right? Come on.
So we will be going into the other room, and okay, so please take a black bundles of kindness bag and fill it with the exact number of items indicated on the table next door. 3 scoops of dog food should be put in each Ziploc bag. Dog food should not be included in the black bags. Please place the filled Ziploc bags in an empty box near the dog food station. Bags that include feminine hygiene products need to be tied with a pink ribbon.
All right, and perhaps you'll have able to remind them of all that's in there? Yes? Hannah would like to, come on, Hannah. Sister Hannah.
Rachel is the coolest 13-year-old I've ever known and probably will ever know. And there are a lot of people who know there's a problem with whatever they're passionate about, but not many of them actually take action on it. And Rachel has taken so much action in such a short period of time, and I love her so much.
If you don't know, Hannah's the best hugger around, if you don't know. We're all going to join inside. Come on, we're going to put these together. And Deborah, perhaps some of the specific instructions you can give people in there as well.